So John, what do we have going on today at the log cabin?
Charlie, today we're working on the wood stove. We've got a stove here. It's a Vermont casting stove. It's capable of heating between 700 and 1400 square feet. So the log cabin with the first floor, second floor, and the trot area is going to be just under 1,000 square feet. If you can see my breath or not, it's around freezing right now. We're at the 13th of December. We're almost to the point of getting the wood stove installed. What I have here is a piece of, it's called a Class A pipe. This pipe is going to be run from the second floor up through the metal roof. That's extended at least 2 feet above the peak of the roof to take the smoke away properly for the building. This is going to be a support, and this support will mount to the lower side of that floor joist. This Class A pipe fits inside of the support. It'll be like this, of course upside down. On the lower side there'll be double wall pipe that goes from the top of the stove up and will mate to this fitting here. Now on that double wall pipe, it has the option to get a telescoping piece, so it'll actually slide up and down. We're able to take the stove out if we ever need to. With the Class A pipe, you're able to get within 2 inches of a combustible. And looking on the collar here, using this collar gives you 2 inches of space between the Class A pipe and a combustible, which the combustible is going to be the floor joist. With the double wall pipe, you can get as close as 9 inches from the combustible. When we have this in place, we have well beyond 9 inches between the back wall and the pipe. Now we're going to be close with the stove. So in the case of the stove, once we get it in place, we'll take measurements, and if necessary we'll come up with a shield, heat shield, between the wall of the cabin and the back of the stove. Today Charlie and I went to Kinsey Machine, talked to Bob Kinsey, longtime friend of mine. He's going to fabricate a piece for the floor where the stove is going to sit on it. There's 2 components of that. One is the heat shield. It's going to have an air gap between the steel and the wood, and also from a spark standpoint. If you're loading a stove either in the front or the back, it's going to have a potential to roll a spark out, hit the floor, catch the cabin on fire. That's what they can give us protection there. Charlie, let's go ahead and we'll go outside and look at what's going on with the trot area. Before that, we'll see all the logs have been insulations between the logs. Here's the hardware cloth. Next he's going to come in and do the chinking inside, but we need a temperature well above freezing before we start putting that chinking in. It has to be above freezing overnight while the chinking cures. We come over here, all the doors, all the windows have been trimmed out. And this is a signature for John May. He puts a little bit of a, what would you call it, Charlie?
Arch.
A little arch above the window. Now this is the lumber that we took from a building down the road about 2 miles. They're getting ready to demo out a building, an older building. So we end up stripping that material off, and we're able to reuse that. So it's recycled lumber used to frame these windows out, trim windows out. We've also got the floor in. Charlie, can you pan down on the floor here? So we've got all the floors been installed in the cabin. These are about 6-inch by 1-inch oak boards. Let's see if I've got one. Hold on just a second, Charlie. Here's one of the original oak boards from the floor. There's actually a square nail that you can see through here. That's a It's actually over a 1-inch board, 1x6. It's all original flooring to the building. So we cleaned it up. We reused that in this entire. We reused all that in the main section of the log cabin. Charlie, let's go ahead and go out and we'll show them the trot area, what stage we are in that construction right now.
Okay.